Is Trubisky the real answer after Big Ben's retirement? And what should the front office do with the upcoming draft? Here are my answers to these questions. With Big Ben's last dance, he reached the playoffs once again. But this Roethlisberger wasn't the guy who won the Super Bowl with the Steelers. The offense looked lifeless on occasions, even with good wide receivers in Claypool and Deontay Johnson, plus a good ground and pound running back in Harris. So QB is a position of need, even with Trubisky on the roster. The new quarterback does need an offensive line to be comfortable passing the ball, so the tackle position could use a quality injection as well. The defense of the Steelers has one of the best pass rush in the league and linebackers who can seriously ball. They should, however, consider bringing in some young linemen who can develop in the twilight of Hayward and Tuitt's careers. The secondary, who finished 25th in pass defense in 2021, could use some much needed help as well. As you all know, this year's draft is not the strongest when it comes to the quarterback position. I strongly believe that no team dares to trade up to get their guy like we've seen in previous years. Plus, that only one quarterback is drafted when the Steelers are due to make a move. And that's exactly what I would like to see if you look at Pittsburgh's needs. So with this pick, I select Desmond Ridder. With Malik Willis off the board, I choose Ridder while Pickett and Howell are still available. Hear me out before you judge or dislike. I know that Pickett is an intriguing prospect, but he looks like a one-year wonder to me. He came out of nowhere. Last year he scored 92 per Pro Football Focus, but in the years prior he didn't grade above 75. Besides that, Pickett's processing speed isn't there yet, which often resulted in holding onto the ball until the last moment. And that's just something that teams in the NFL won't allow. Personally, I like calm and collective quarterbacks who can go through their reads before taking off. Sam Howell isn't that guy. His first instinct is to drop his eyes and bolt. That playstyle comes at the risk of getting injured at this level, especially if you're not built like a behemoth. Now let's dive into why I prefer Desmond Ridder. Ridder is a quick processor, some even say the best of this year's football class. He's a decisive and quick pocket passer who's got enough arm talent to hit defenses over the top. Desmond is, however, not someone who drops his eyes and bolts. But if he bolts, he runs like a man possessed. Not that he's an elite dual threat, but his speed, 4.5 on a 40-yard dash, will keep opponents on high alert with his speed. In his college days, Ridder improved his game every single year, and coaches rave about his leadership and work ethic. I can see the Steelers develop this rough diamond behind Trubisky next season into a franchise quarterback. With the most important position in football being addressed, I'm looking for beefing up the defense. With the second round pick of the Steelers, I will pick Cameron Thomas. The 6'4" Thomas is very twitchy for a 270-pounder and will wreak havoc for guards on the interior of the offensive line due to its quickness. He can make you miss in a phone booth. His swipe and swim move are refined and are gorgeously executed on a consistent basis. Thomas is an ideal 3-4 lineman and fits the Steelers' philosophy. I believe he's a sleeper draft pick due to the fact that he didn't work out at the Combine and Senior Bowl because of a hamstring injury, which surely would put him in the first round conversation like Trayvon Walker did. By the way, he had 16 pressures against Power 5 schools last season, and that's just something you don't see too often. With the next pick, I would like to strengthen up the offensive line, but the prospect that I have targeted will be long gone when the Steelers are on the clock at 84. So that's why the Steelers are trading up into the top 10 in the third round to get Daniel Faalele. Faalele only started playing American football in 2016 when he moved from Australia to the United States. His sheer size drew interest from college football coaches right away. Currently, he's listed at 6'8", weighing 384 pounds. Like I mentioned, he's big. He's an anchor who doesn't move backwards while shielding his quarterback. He's a massive roadblock who defenders have to go around. Faalele is far from a finished prospect, but has shown that he improves every single year, and I strongly believe that he will continue that way forward. The Steelers have some excellent foundational pieces on their roster, and I tried to add a few more in my mock draft. If you're still here, please consider liking and subscribing, and I hope to see you next time.